Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Nitrostorm here, welcome back to Revived Witch. So, this is Broken Land, so before we start, make sure you set your auto settings to free mode. I'll let you know if you guys need to switch later on. So, this is week 11 of Broken Lands, aka week 1 of the bi-weekly rotation. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So, for area 1, if you take a look at the enemy info, we're going to be fighting these things. So the Chrono Patrol purple guys like we've seen a couple weeks ago. So we're going to do the usual here, obviously, using Avil and Sazerni. So for Avil and Sazerni, for Avil, you just need to unlock the second skill. And then in terms of stats, just have it around here, I guess. You don't even need to make him high level, high ascension even. I think he works with no ascension. And then here are my Sazerni stats. You don't even need to upgrade her skills at all, you only need to use the first one. And in terms of equipment, that's up to you as well. So in terms of the formation, obviously you want Avil up front and Sazerni behind him, and that's about it. So what you want to do, first skill Sazerni, second skill Avil, and then you pretty much just watch the rest of the fight, ensuring that the second skill is on Avil during burst. And there you have it. So, as you can see there, what Avil mainly does is that he will crowd control them before the enemy hits us. And because of that, we basically take no damage. So you can have someone that's like unraised at all and still be able to clear. The only difference is that it'll take you longer to finish. And that's about it for Area 1. Alright, moving on to Area 2. So if we take a look at the enemy info, you can see that it looks like the first one, but this time it's green. What purple is that they were resistant to magical damage, but the green one is resistant to physical damage, so you want to use a magic DPS here. And so our team comp for this will be a magic DPS followed by Sinesha, followed by any assassin that deals damage with one cost order skill. So in this example, we're going to be using Ellis. So if we take a look at the stats, so the mage, your main DPS, your magic DPS, just ensure that they have like high attack as possible. And then if they are your highest raised compared to the rest of your team, just make sure that they're, a bit tanky, I guess, or somewhere around these kind of stats. And then Sinesha, you can raise her further if you want, but in terms of clearing Area 2, this is good enough. And then last but not least, our assassin. So you can raise her if you want to give her more survivability, because she might get one tapped at the start, which is not really a big deal, but she will help in terms of at least starting up the Sinesha, increasing her charge skill by a little bit, even if she dies early. Alright, so for the team comp, in this case, my mage is the most tanky character in the squad, so I'll put her up front, followed by Sinesha, and then followed by Ellis. So the way this works, you set S1 on Ellis, and then S2 on Acheronte. And then what this will do is that we'll try and get Sinesha's charge skill as soon as possible. But if Ellis does die early, it's not really a big deal, as you will survive with Sinesha and your mage alone from here on out, because we have Sinesha's charge skill activated already. Alright, so what we essentially did there is that the Sinesha's charge skill started, and so even if Ellis were to be defeated during the fight, she will be constantly healing us anyway, the Sinesha that is, and then we will be able to recharge her second skill even without our assassin. And that's about it for Area 2. Alright, moving on to Area 3, if we take a look at the enemy info, we're going to be fighting the Hellhounds. And so these guys are actually pretty annoying unless you're able to crowd control them, preventing them from doing certain moves. So by certain moves, the summon, we can essentially skip the summon part where this doggo summons a second doggo, which essentially doubles their damage and giving us higher chance of losing. But thanks to crowd control, we're able to prevent that. And so our team comp will be tanky frontliner, followed by Mikoto and Pakane. So if you take a look at their stats, your tanky frontliner can be anyone. In this example, I'm using Witch because she's free to obtain. And then Mikoto and Pakane, I would suggest raising them a little bit. For her, at least level 2 first skill, just so she heals more. And then for Pakane, again, just raise her a bit, just so she deals a bit more damage, and ensure that you have her second skill at least unlocked. And so, our team formation, your tanky frontliner at the front line, followed by Mikoto, then Pakane. So this is pretty straightforward. Ensure you set first skill Mikoto, second skill Pakane, and during Arcana Burst, make sure you set second skill Pakane, and that's pretty much about it. You pretty much watch the rest of the fight unfold. As you can see there, guys, it skipped the summon, and then it went straight into the healing phase because it got low. And from here on out, it's never going to summon the second doggo again, which is amazing. And there we go. Apologies for some lag there, but we did manage to finish the stage, you know, pretty comfortably. You know, I had no issues at all. You know, I never thought that I was going to lose or anything and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it for Area 3. Alright, so if you've been following my video up until this point, then this should be the easiest area for you to do, as you haven't used any gacha characters. All of the ones that we've used here are free to play. Now, of course, for the second area, if you don't have Acheronte, he was an event character, as I've mentioned, you can just use any other AoE mage for this slot. You know, for example, if you've got both Maya and Ushpia, you can just use one of them, because we're not really going to use them for Area 4 anyway, for this example. So, you know, feel free to use them. And anyway, for Area 4, you'll have plenty of options to clear the stage, so you'll definitely be able to make space for a magic DPS that isn't Acheronte to fit in this slot for Area 2. In any case, let's get right into Area 4. So in this case, we're going to be using, again, a free-to-play team. So if you've done the recent Christmas event to get Dorin, your team will be Yui, Flora, and Dorin. Now, if you don't have Dorin, I think you can just use someone like Tama. She'll have a little bit more of a defensive buffing way, whilst Dorin is like more offensive. And so it might take longer to finish, but I think you'll still be able to finish. So if you take a look at their stats, so Yui is, you know, equipping legendary gear. You know, we do want to make her pretty tanky, but I think if you have her at passive level 2, there's a chance that she might not need everything legendary because of the stat boosts that you can get. As you can see, we do get quite a bit of HP there, like 2.8k HP, 580 attack, you know, and stuff like that. For Flora, you know, similar deal. We're giving her as much attack as possible in order to ensure that our healing is, you know, as effective as possible. Again, if you have her at level 2 passive, then there's a good chance that you might not need any legendary gear at all, thanks to her passive, which reduces all allies' damage taken by 30% at level 2. And last but not least, you have Dorin. You only need her to stay alive for the buffs that she can give. I think it's highly recommended that you do make her passive level 2 or even level 5 skill. Well, level 5 of this skill, the second skill. And then, since she only needs to survive, you can just give her normal purple gear. But if she does, you know, get yeeted out by the enemy, just give her better gear. Alright, so for the team formation, Yui is your tankiest character, so make her up front, followed by Flora, and then Dorin. So first thing that you have to do is you set S1 to Flora, S2 on Yui. And what this essentially does is that it'll make us transform, and then we switch to the second skill of Dorin. And then what this will do is that it'll slowly increase our charge gauge. Make sure you set Dorin S2 during burst. And then what this essentially does is that it will keep our Yui alive, as well as giving us the fastest way of charging Flora's heal for her charge skill, and so we survive. And then outside of that, we can just watch the rest of the fight. And there you have it. So the clear time might not be the fastest, but it's at least effective. And there you have it for Area 4. So the first thing you guys might have noticed is that the characters that I've used was pretty much exactly the same as the Broken Lands that I've done a couple weeks ago for week 9. And that's mainly because I don't have the mana to upgrade a non-event character for Area 2, just to make it more new player friendly. But outside of that, it's mainly because I think that this is very effective already. Like, for the most part, they're pretty much all free-to-play characters, and I'm not really struggling with it at all. So if I keep changing it, it might actually be more detrimental to the newer players out there. But if I keep it consistent from now on, it should make it so that they have something like a goal to move towards, to give them a consistent way to get the souls from Broken Lands. In any case, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do let me know down in the comments below if you have any suggestions with Broken Lands, considering I've already, I guess, maxed out in terms of having a free-to-play comp. It's been your boy Nitrostorm. I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Peace.